Right, hi there guys, my name's Bruce Hamill. I'm one of the programme tutors at West Suffolk College, and I mainly look after construction, predominantly carpentry, and today I'm just going to give you a bit of an introduction to apprenticeship standards, to TMC. You'll see that we're walking through in the background, so it's just going to give you an idea of what the Millburn Centre looks like, some of the levels and floors and where all the different things are. I didn't actually capture any footage of the brickwork area and plastering, but they are in that picture just behind me as two separate buildings. But basically when you come into the student car park, you'll see them on your left hand side, and this is the main building on the right. Aside from going into building brickwork and plastering, the only thing you're really missing is they're quite open areas, and that's obviously where we build the brick walls and stuff, but this is where all the toilets and canteen and all the other areas are. So, first of all, welcome to the college. So I just want to explain a little bit about how standards work, and depending on the kind of qualification you're doing, they're going to differ. So some, if you're doing a level 3, carpentry for example, is a 15-month programme. Carpentry level 2 is a 24-month programme. I think plumbing and electrical can be 3 years, so they all vary in their lengths, but mainly they all consist of the same thing, which is you do your training, you'll be 4 days a week on site and 1 day a week at college. That may differ depending on where you are in your current academic year, because if you're doing theory, sometimes we do that online where you'll be at home. Don't rub your hands together and start thinking, great, I can just sit there, playing FIFA and whatnot. That's not the case. You have to classify your college day as a work day. Your employers are paying you to be at college. Well, they should be, and if they're not, you need to let us know about that, but your employer should be paying you to be at college. It is a work day. It will be treated by us as a work day, so if you don't turn up, we don't phone mummy and daddy, and we don't phone or give you after school detentions or stuff like that. We will phone your employers and let them know you haven't turned up. Now, in the real world and in the big wide world, the likelihood is you wind up losing your job if you consistently do that. So yeah, you have to appreciate now you're in the adult world. You're being trusted with responsibility, and it's responsibility to pass this qualification. To do so, as I said, you'll come to college 1 day a week. Most of your learning will be done on site. However, we will back it up at college if there's things that you are unable to achieve. For example, in carpentry, there's some stipulations on certain things you have to do with kitchens or staircases. Not every company, we understand, does that, so we will try and use the workshop to help with that learning process. Most standards work the same way. You do your training, and you have some kind of endpoint assessment, some sort of theory test or practical test, which normally involves occupational competence. And then with carpentry again, which is what I mainly deal with, I'm going to use as an example, you have an 8-hour practical test. So previously, some of the guys have had to build like a stud wall with an opening and maybe do a little boxing in beside it, or they've had to do a staircase with a floor coming off the top of it and some mouldings and trimmings around it. So it's kind of using multiple ways of you doing stuff. Here we're now on the second floor of TMC, going through the alleyway on the left-hand side. Some of these buildings are changing from time to time, so this is not always up to date. But on the left, I believe, is painting and decorating. You can see on the door there. And we're now heading into the carpentry workshop, which does get moved around year for year, so it might look a little bit different now to what it does here. But yeah, basically, the idea is that you have to manage a portfolio, and the rest of the videos that you're going to see attached to this session plan is going to be helping you to do that. So we're going to do some videos on knowledge questions and tests, scorecards, session plans, work evidence and portfolios, taking pictures and videos, and then a few other things like timesheets and things that you have to be doing. You should have been given access to what we call a OneFile account at the start of your induction and your sign up. Hopefully you've also come down to TMC at some point and had a walk around yourselves. But you should have been given a OneFile account with a username and password, and that's predominantly what you're going to use to create your portfolio. And I will go into that in other videos that we're going to be taking. So again, this is the wood shop, not the wood shop, but the carpentry workshop. And I think some of them doors there were preparation when I was walking around for endpoint assessment. So part of what they were going to have to do last year was hang doors. And like I said, it changes year to year, so you never know what's going to happen until probably about a week before we actually get to do it. But that's the idea, is from the building site to college is we will teach you everything you need to know. and it's just up to you to keep us informed of what you're doing at work, by way of updating information on OneFile to make sure we're tracking everything that you're learning. And then if there's anything you have any issues with, you have to talk to your program tutors, you have to talk to us. I've been in the industry myself, I was self-employed. I actually did an apprenticeship. I actually had to do an MVQ on OneFile, so I've used OneFile as an apprentice. I did it later in life, but it was a similar sort of thing that I had to do. So I'm not just talking to you about stuff I don't know. I have actually been on your side of it. I've done the work, I've done the knowledge questions, I've done the work evidences, I've had people come out and assess me in the workplace. I've been on site at 7 o'clock in the morning in London. I've been working on fire barriers in Birmingham. There's not much I haven't done, to be honest, from building my own extension to building £250,000 houses. So come to me if there's any issues. That's us done with the TMC walkthrough. This was the top floor, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the videos, guys. Thanks very much.